Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today, Sunday Funday. Woo! Sunday Funday! So what are we doing today for Sunday Funday? We got like the battle of the full proofs anyways. I took all the ones that I picked a bunch of them that were about the same proof. So we're starting out with Ezra Brooks Cask strength. So this one came in at 120 proof. We got Bulleit Bourbon. I believe that was right around the same. I'd have to look at it. Yep, 120 proof. We have Benchmark full proof, which is 125, and we have 1792 full proof, which is 125. So we figured we'd see which one goes. We haven't drank any of these in quite some time, so we figured we'd see how they all pan out, which one comes to the top. So we're going to get the normal mash mix-up rules. We're going to start on the left, work our way right, take a break, cleanse our palate, go right to left. Hopefully pick a winner, and we'll get started. Glass number one. So Mike pours them. I'm out of the room, so I have no idea what they are. He leaves. I end up mixing them all up. So we will be drinking the same thing today. What that will be, we won't know. You'll know because I usually run the picture in it.
I'm pulling.
This is not screaming out of the glass.
It's not anything.
It's just
And it's been sitting because I pour and then I go downstairs and you fiddly fuck around up here. It's still.
I don't think that's the proper terminology. I think I have to mix them all up and make sure that they're the same so that we're not screwed up. This is just basically giving. We've had a lot of these. You want to come up?
It's doing nothing.
It's giving that just ethanol, which I don't remember any of these doing. I gotta take a sip. Being that these are this hot, I probably should have did a warm up, but I did not do one. So.
Well, it's definitely hot.
Come on.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, that's what I said. I didn't even do a warm up. Normally, if we're going to do
pretty good little crank.
If we're going to do something like this, I'd like to at least get something in my mouth so that it's not just like liquid fire. The first one is always different, anyways. So
yeah. I don't know. If I was to guess,
I don't really even have one.
Because of the sparkle.
Are you thinking Ezra?
I am thinking Ezra, actually.
The problem is though, I'm getting proof. There is some kind of a flavor, but that's all I'm getting.
Oh no, nose-wise, there's nothing really there,
and even taste-wise, it's like a one-note Charlie right there.
Right,
it really didn't bring.
Second, it is.
It didn't really bring it much to the table. I'm putting it up ahead because it's the first one we drank. But I wasn't like, wow, that's good. Like I wasn't overly impressed. Let's put it that way. It was just kind of, that's good. It's solid. There was nothing bad about it. There was nothing off-putting about it. But it was nothing that I would be like, hey, you have to try this.
Need to go get these. Although some dumbass does see them in the store and
we still do have two of them in the sack over there.
He does usually gravitate towards them for some reason.
See, at least this one, I'm grabbing a nut now. Right off the bat, I'm getting a nut flavor. This one I got like ethanol. That's all I got. I didn't get really much. It wasn't even caramel ethanol.
No, I might get a light caramel in too.
In the first one?
No.
Oh no, I'm getting right now. It started off
still nothing.
It started off with like a peanut. And now I'm getting like, I could do like a caramel nut, or you know how they do the honey roasted nuts? Mm-hmm. But in my head,
there's more flavor to this one.
That's what I'm saying. This was like a one-note Charlie. It brought heat. That's all it brought.
It did bring heat.
This is bringing the secondary heat.
But it has this little light sweetness in the flavor.
It has a nut that went in there, and it's way more complex than glass number one. I can say that.
I'm with you on that.
So far. I mean, they may change on the way back, but this one's drinking way better. You know, with a little bit more complexity. Not a lot. If I can get a fruit out of it, nose-wise, it is definitely coming around way better than the first one for sure.
I'm gonna like this.
Not even a question. Flavor. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just trying to get a second hit. Better. I will say, whatever it is, it's giving me a nice hug. It's not going away.
I'm leaning towards Bulleit for this one.
Are you telling me we did it again where they're going to be in order with us shuffling them around and stuff?
Right now, that's a coincidence, but I'm just guessing. I mean, I'm not.
I have no idea.
Far from an expert, but
the difference being
it's way more refined than one.
Me and Steve had this store pick a while back when I cracked it, and it's very good, but I don't really remember it. This one we've drank more than anything because we compared it up
the
against
butterscotch
stuff.
comes out, and I haven't really got that.
Yeah, I haven't tasted that one yet. We compared that to a few different things, so I've drank that
luckily
semi recently, but
that's because you got a new one.
No, we put it up against Stag. We put it up against the, you know what I mean? Like, I would have did it anyways.
No.
When they're gone, they're gone. It is what it is. We can't get them up here. But this
nose is probably the best of the three so far.
Really, because it's really not doing anything.
It's doing way more than one.
Not more than two. Two gave me a nut right off the bat, at least. I got that.
I'm getting a deeper caramel on this one.
You drinking the same glass?
They're all fairly similar in flavor.
That has a ton of flavor, though.
It does have a ton of flavor.
That has a ton of flavor. I'm bamboozled.
I'm almost
this
thinking,
is.
I'm leaning towards 1792 for this one.
That if I had to guess, I didn't say anything yet, but so far I'm in agreement with your
I'm just a quick winging because if I don't write it down, I'm going to be confused. We're going to go take a break.
It may change. I just don't. I don't remember.
I'm always thinking I like this.
My only thing though is I don't remember Bulleit having a nut where Ezra, I think, is made.
See, the nose is coming in stronger now for me and 3.
Which I thought, if anything, I would get maybe a nut out of Ezra. That's it. I'm only thinking that when you said your picks, because this definitely brought the nuts.
I'm leaning this one to the lead myself.
The funny is, I like the nose off of 2 better, but I like the palate off of 3.
My nose in 3 is pulling around.
I think your nose is broken over there. I don't know what's going on with that.
You tell me that. At least one show a week.
No, I really, it was not a bad nose. It was better than 1. I can say
way
that.
better than 1.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping with it sitting, maybe something's going to come.
The fact that it hasn't come, this should narrow it down. This should be benchmark foolproof. I'm hoping, unless the butterscotch is hidden. Although the foolproof doesn't bring as much butterscotch that I remember. Maybe my nose is broken.
I don't know.
Because a little tip that I learned after watching everyone else: if you smell your elbow, your own skin is supposed to reset your nose so that you can get new scents again.
I'm gonna get a sweat.
It's your own sweat, though. It's supposed to work.
Is it? All right.
You don't go sniff random people, but if you sniff yourself, it's supposed to work.
I'm pretty sure if you start sniffing girls, it might be frowned upon.
You almost just made me get political. Wow, that's a different flavor too.
So I'm kind of getting a nuttier flavor in it.
I did too.
The end flavor was like a nuttier flavor of all of them so far. And I don't remember that in any benchmark.
Nope. You sure you poured benchmark? I didn't taste it in any of these.
I'm not getting the nose. I thought for sure I'd get the light butterscotch or a butterscotch. I'm not getting it.
I got a nut. I really did. I got
a
nut
flavor
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in the palate, like when I was swallowing, it like finished with a nut. And whatever it is right here. It's giving me a hug.
And I'm not saying I don't like that.
Neither am I.
I'm gonna.
What I'm saying is I have no idea what I'm drinking on any of these right now.
I mean, for now, in my first round, I'm gonna say that's benchmark. Although, and I'm almost gonna tie that. I think with 2.
Second sip, there is a sweetness off of that.
There is a follow up with a sweetness.
There is a nice sweetness, but I didn't get the butterscotch. But
I'm not getting the butterscotch or the light.
All right,
fruit.
so what we'll do is it'll be 1 second for you. It'll be however many minutes until my conversation is over for us. But we're gonna cleanse our palate, and we'll be back in a minute. We are back. We're going to start on the right. We're going to work our way left. We're going to try to figure out what these bottles are. Actually, it really doesn't matter which one they are. I got to really figure out which one I like better.
I'm kind of in
This really didn't
is coming better than it was.
Oh my God, this one still didn't open up that much for me.
It's not sandblasting me with butterscotch, which is what I was hoping. So now I'm in a little confusion. It has a sweetness though in the nose.
A little bit,
and not
it's
a caramel,
not overly,
not any of the above that I'm thinking. Your normal notes, but it has a good flavor, and it carries. I'm not disappointed with it.
You know what I am disappointed with was the fact that we drank that Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, and none of these even compete to me in my head. Or the Old Forester store pick that we just did.
Yeah, well, we're not in that land right now.
But that's what my problem is. I want every whiskey to taste like those two, and it's just not. So I'm drinking it with a slight disappointment in my head. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what land I would be in with this class. And I don't even know if that would hold on.
I didn't even think of that one because that's new. I could have put it in it just for fun. See if it actually won.
We'll have to throw it in because I did kind of shit on it. And it didn't impress me. And I have seen another one, and it was a different one, and I walked right by it.
Like, this is okay.
It's got a light fruityish. I don't know.
I'm not getting the butterscotch though. I don't think this is benchmark. I mean, it's a good start.
But I'm not saying I don't like it though.
No.
I think the flavor. I'm going to keep it where it was. I'm thinking the flavor is there.
You know the funny part is it's good, but what it's reminding me of when we just did the big one, was it last week we just did the big one with all the ones? It brings me to like Booker's Land where it's like it's solid, but it wasn't in the caliber of the other three.
No, and we're going to have to break the Bookers out in that.
No, we're going to have to
challenge that one as well because
that's definitely
we always only did it amongst its peers.
It just didn't hang. It didn't hang. So we're going to start throwing them in something like
this.
This
nose is coming around like more complete nose. Caramel batter. I'm liking this nose.
You may notice I'm not giving a lot of nosing smells, tastes, or because I'm not getting a lot. Either I have a broken nose today, or it's just not. It's not overwhelming me with flavors. I had nuts on the taste on a way this way. I didn't get any nuts on the way.
So
back.
That's way better to me than 4.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
So
flavor wise, this beat it.
Nose flavor is way better to me.
It had a better.
And again, just because I'm saying what I think it is I could be totally out to lunch, and that's been proven more than once. But taste wise, I'm going to lean this one up ahead of 4.
Flavor and viscosity and the whole mouthfeel. This dominates on what 4 was. I agree with that 100%. This was kind of a hit and miss. So I'm going to edge this up a little bit.
It was all right.
It hang with proof though. It didn't hang with flavor. This one's hanging with flavor.
And you don't really notice the proof as much because I think it's a little more
because the flavor's masking it. Where this one just kind of hung with proof.
A little bit.
You know what I mean? It didn't have a ton of flavor. It had an okay flavor, but it wasn't really bringing the flavor compared to 3 brought a lot more flavor for sure. Again, the nose is just it's meek at best. They're meek at best.
This one is 3's nose is the best to me so far.
But it's still not a Weller nose. It's not banging out.
We're not Gold Forester. We're not Weller. We're not even there.
You're literally pulling to get a weak caramel. You know what I mean? I might get a couple sugar babies so far. That's all I haven't really got anything good. That's what I mean.
It might even be the older sugar babies that are hard.
The hard ones, like we ate the last time, where I almost broke a tooth.
Hold on to your shorties.
Well, I swallowed that one wrong. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. That went right down the wrong pipe. You almost saw the first death of the channel right there. Tried to seal my.
Should have been watching them when you guys were gone.
Sealed my throat shut. I breathed in at the same time I swallowed. It went down my lungs. Don't want to do that. This tastes great now. If I make obscene noises, I apologize. That was a rough one.
Yeah, it wasn't funny for the first 2 minutes over here. I can't even give him 9 because he's friggin'.
Well, it was funny because you were laughing at me, and then you're like, maybe I shouldn't be laughing.
Well, you were like, all of a sudden it became really exotic. I'm like,
No, it just hit me. It literally
because he was
sealed my
starting to choke and he's
yeah.
wheezing. I'm like, yeah,
It sealed my whole throat up. That was not good.
not quite as funny as it was in the beginning.
I'm going to stay with my assessment. Obviously, I drank enough of it on the last drink.
You didn't. I'm like sucking pond water. I'm looking at yours. I'm like, how the fuck is you do that?
Well, I've been trying to save it. I'm going to need to go back and forth because none of these are lighting me up. Well, other than that one lit me up. But I'm talking about, like, none of them are impressing me.
Excuse me.
This might be
two is a tough bottle.
Yeah, if we got to put 2 down, 2 is dangerous, whatever that is. I really don't have a clue. I'm going to have to try to figure out what bottle it is, Nick and Knackin'. But I don't think this is. I kind of tire with 4, maybe.
I'm kind of in that land.
Like this one had a better finish.
I don't know. We just had a 45-minute delay.
So 2 tried to kill me, so I got to put it. There's got to be a penalty against that.
He's the only one I know who can drink with his eye and choke himself.
I know. I usually splash on my eye. That's better than what I just did.
I would agree with that, actually.
I'll take the burning
There's
eyes.
still no nose in one. At best.
It's funny you say 2 has a good nose. I'm not getting anything out of that.
Better than 1.
No, at least I'm getting a little bit of a caramel. I don't know where this one went. Maybe because it's almost empty. Like I don't get any of the butterscotch that I normally get out of that. But this is just straight confusing. This one's just a rough Sunday.
I'm still thinking there's not any. I'm gonna still hold this one back. I don't think there's a lot of extra in that.
It's kind of one note.
It's kind of a heat, I guess.
And you get hot.
Yeah. So what? I guess if I go on that, which one did you say was the higher proof? Benchmark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting anything out of that though. And I don't remember that full proof being.
No. All right. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go off camera because we're kind of agreeing, but then again, this is almost a Sunday on Funday right now because nothing is really lighting me. I'm actually out of these bottles. I thought I was going to have a really good, like this was going to be really good. They're all hitting me wrong today. Like none of them are lighting me up. Like you know what I mean? Like me and Steve drank this and I was like, wow, that is good. And today, I think it's this one, but it's not super in it. So we're going to take a break. We're going to get our lineup and we'll take some guesses at bottles and we'll be back. So we are back. This was a rough one, not only because I was trying to suffocate myself, but you know what? This was a tough one, to decide. None of these stood out. But none of them were.
I'm sorry for laughing.
I'm so glad he enjoys my misery. So Mike actually thinks, right, the bottles as they are.
No,
I told you to fix that.
1792 and
it's 3
benchmark. Yeah.
So Mike thinks this is the way.
Correct.
The bottles actually are. I actually think
benchmark's 1.
Benchmark 1.
Ezra.
This and this is what I actually think. Yeah. We could be totally wrong on the bottles, but as far as drinkability wise. I know which ones I like. We both agree on which ones are better. But when it came to like 3-1, whatever 3 is, hands down.
I agree 100%.
Wasn't even close. These 2 weren't bad. 1 was just hot for the sake of being hot. So, all right, we'll get right into the results now. See if I can keep my voice throughout the whole thing. So, our last place bottle was what was in glass number 1. He's over here giggling.
Glass number 1 was
no. So glass number 1 was what you poured in glass number 3.
Benchmark.
So it was benchmark.
Walker, nice job.
Thank you. It started getting sweet right as we were doing the knick-knack part. So our third place bottle, was what was in glass number 4. And that was what you poured in glass number 2.
Ezra.
Ooh. So I'm 2
Looks like somebody's out to lunch.
I'm 2 for 2. Again. So our second place, sorry, I'm going backwards and it gets confusing. Our second place bottle was what was in glass number 2. So it's what you poured in glass number 1.
Bulleit.
All right. So our winner was what was in glass number 3. So that would be 1792 full proof. It's a store pick we actually got on there. That one was definitely hands down, it was a step above all the rest as far as. It was really tough pulling the nose out of these. Like
it was very, very tough.
They none of these actually, as good as we thought they were. Usually, when you put them up against something else, it stands. It shows your strength or its weaknesses. And today, I think 3 out of the 4 really showed the weaknesses on this.
I
one.
thought Bulleit would have pulled a little bit ahead, or closer.
Right. All right. So there you go. There is Sunday Funday. You know, if you have.
Go ahead.
No. If you have any suggestions or something you want to see on a Sunday Funday, leave a comment down below. I kind of picked these because they were 4 bottles we really haven't touched in a while, and they were all in a similar proof land. So I really thought it would be, closer than it was. I was actually, slightly disappointed in the bottom 3. Actually, they none of these would I be like, yep, this is in our contention for top 5.
And what's weird, so. I know you never go to a bar. You haven't been to one since probably I dragged you out. But they're like, oh, Bulleit is like the top one. And I'm like, I don't know if it's the top one. Because they always have makers. They always have Bulleit. They have in JD, not the full proofs or anything. But I'm like, I don't think,
every once in a while, though, I'll even gravitate. Every once in a while, I'll go over and I'll grab a pour. And I'm like, I forget how good that is. But today, they didn't stand up.
And I typically do go to Bulleit. I don't really mind.
That's why this looks like this. He'll come up and he'll prep with that. So like that is the reason why that's like that. But I think I drank the regular Bulleit. I think we had a regular one at one point, and that one was decent. But it was just like, I don't know. Today they all just hit me in the wrong way, literally. So there you go. This is Sunday Funday. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.
Don't drink with your lungs.
Don't drink with your lungs.
Subscribe.